What's going on, guys? It's J-Ho bringing you a brand new video, and today I want to give you guys some tips preparing for and going into the launch of Destiny 2. So there's several tips I want to get into, so let's get straight into it. So first of all, this applies to outside the game itself. This is my only tip for a real life or outside of the game, and this is to not overdo it while playing a Destiny 2 at launch. So a lot of people are going to be grinding up their characters, grinding some light level or power level, and everyone's going to be playing for long periods of time, long hours. And make sure you don't overdo it. Make sure you get water, stay hydrated. Make sure you eat, and also make sure to take breaks whenever you need to. So get up and stretch or do whatever, because it's important when you're sitting down for many hours just to get up, stretch, and not be in such a stationary position for many hours. So it's important to take breaks, to get up and stretch, to eat, to drink, stay hydrated, all of that, so we don't get affected physically while we're trying to enjoy the new game. And then the next tips are all for the game specifically. So for the next one, we have don't waste your materials early. So because we're going into a brand new experience and we're starting from scratch, you're gonna have less materials, you're gonna be starting from zero, and it's important to conserve your materials for when you get to the higher levels or higher power levels of the game, so you have those available to level up the gear that you're actually going to be using more often for the end game content. So if you get all these lower level gear like blue gear or blue weapons and stuff like that, it's important not to waste it on those, because you're probably going to get something higher sooner or later, and then you're going to be swapping it out and you're not going to be using it anymore. So instead of wasting your upgrade stuff on these specific low level gear, it's important to keep that and use it for the higher level legendaries or even exotics that we get further in as we get closer to the end game content. Moving on to my next tip, we got focus on activities that will guarantee higher power gear. So as we learned from Destiny 1, if you're a returning player, there are many routes and many ways to get to the max light level or max power level in the game, and it's important to focus on the paths that allow you to get guaranteed drops, because sometimes you can get caught up in trying to loot things that aren't guarantee increases for you, and sometimes you're just going to get lateral movements in power. So focusing on those milestones that we learned about, those weekly milestones that guarantee you those more powerful gear that increase your power level in the game, is important if you're preparing for the end game content such as the raid or trials. Moving on to my next tip, we got use the infusion system to your advantage. So we do know that infusion is returning in Destiny 2, and so what I mean by that is that if you're making multiple characters, especially if it's one of each class, make sure you focus on one class at the very beginning of the game and level it up to as high as possible. And then once you do that, you'll have some leftover gear that you can use for your other characters and just infuse some of that into the other characters that you're creating. So if you save just some slightly lower powered gear for your other characters, it will make the process of leveling up your second and third character a lot quicker. And then for my last tip, it's to enjoy the content and have fun. So a lot of people are planning on racing to the end, trying to get to that max power level, max light level as quick as possible. And I know we're trying to prepare for the end game content. We only have 1 week to prepare for the raid, and a little over a week after that for trials, a couple days after the raid comes out. But it's also good to find a balance between having fun and enjoying all the content that we have to experience, as well as trying to level up efficiently. So find a good balance between that. Make sure you're enjoying the content and not just going through it as quick as possible just to be one of the first ones to max a light level. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, we're really close to the launch of Destiny 2 now. Stay tuned for more videos once that happens. I'm also going to be streaming at the launch of the game. The link for that is also in the description below. But anyways, thank you guys once again, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!